What's up, bro?
Hi.
What's your name?
Ismail.
Ismail. Are you Muslim?
No.
Oh.
I was raised Christian, but
Okay.
I wouldn't say that I'm any religion, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know Ismail is an Arabic name.
I do, yeah. So, I know that, I'm Hispanic, and so in, Hispanic culture, we have a lot of names that derive from,
Spain. Muslim Spain.
Oh, yeah, right? And so, a lot of names that derive from, Arabic and, Hebrew.
Yes.
Language.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you about something, but I want to ask you something else. Well, I'll ask you about it real quick. Basically, France, they banned the abaya. The abaya is the long dress that Muslim women wear. It's usually black in color.
Okay.
I think you're familiar with it. Muslim women, they wear it.
Yeah.
They banned it in public schools.
Okay.
So we're asking people, what's your opinion on that?
I don't think they should ban that.
Yeah.
Especially considering it's would you say it's that one over there that woman's wearing?
Yes, exactly like that.
Gotcha. I don't think they should ban that because, you're kind of just taking away people's religious freedom whenever you're doing something like that.
Yeah. Exactly. And would you classify that maybe as discriminatory?
I would say that is probably a bit discriminatory. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So my next question is, what's your faith?
I'm going to say that I believe Diest.
Okay.
Deist. Okay. I believe that God exists.
Yes.
But I don't necessarily. I'm not Muslim. I'm not Christian. I'm not Jewish. I'm not Buddhist.
Okay.
Nothing. Yeah.
So basically, Diest is you acknowledge that there is a God.
Yeah.
But you don't follow any type of religion.
Correct.
Interesting. If there is a God, which we both agree on, would you not think that there would be maybe a set of rules that, or a message that God would want to communicate to all of us through?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, are you open to religion? Are you open to religion?
So, yes, I was raised Christian here.
What type of Christian?
Protestant Christian. Protestant Christian. Since then, I had this was maybe about, I don't know, close to a decade ago now.
Yeah.
I started kind of searching through different other religions, right? I looked through. I started reading a little bit of the Torah, a little bit of the Quran, right? The three Abrahamic
faith.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, let me tell you this: you believe in one God.
Yeah.
Would you say that Jesus is God? Do you have that belief in your heart?
I would say, and this is maybe just because of my upbringing.
Yes.
I would say that is the closest interpretation
that you understand.
That I understand of God. Yes.
From your past experience and how you were raised. But as we know, even in the Bible, it shows the human aspect of Jesus. Jesus, he ate, he drank, he would use the restroom.
Yeah.
He would always, even in the Bible, we see that Jesus would always pray to the Father.
Yeah.
He would say that you can only go to the Father through me.
Yeah.
So many verses that signify that Jesus is only a man.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you a little bit about the Muslim belief. The Muslims, we believe that there's one God, there's one creator.
Yeah.
The same God of the old Bible, the same God of the Christians, of the Jews, of all these people. There's one God. Mm-hmm. And he sent over time messengers with messages to certain people at certain times.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, the Prophet Moses, we believe in him.
Yeah.
We believe the people during his time, they would be called Muslims.
Yeah.
Because a Muslim, what does Muslim mean? Muslim means the person who submits in Arabic. It means the person that submits to God.
Yeah.
So Moses, he's a Muslim, according to our belief. He submitted his will to God.
Yeah.
He only believed in one God. He never worshipped Jesus. Jesus wasn't around then. Mm-hmm. Abraham, we believe in Abraham. We believe he was worshiping God alone. Mm-hmm. He was a Muslim in that sense.
Okay.
Jesus as well. We say that Jesus, he's a prophet of God, one of the mightiest prophets. And he told the people, the children of Israel, to worship one God. Mm-hmm. The story that Jesus came and got rid of all the previous messengers, because all the previous messengers, what did they tell their people? They told their people, don't kill, don't do adultery, worship one God. Don't do idolatry. Mm-hmm. Worshipping stones and sticks. And so why would God, all of a sudden when Jesus came, change the message and say, no, Jesus is now a God. You have to believe in a triune God and believe that Jesus died for your sins, and that's the only way to salvation.
Yeah.
It's like a bump in the story. So we say that Islam is, if there's an Old Testament, which is for the Jews, and there's a New Testament for the Christians, we say the Quran is basically a final testament.
Yeah.
That completes the religion.
Mm-hmm.
And we say we believe in all the prophets. We believe that there's a final prophet, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet Muhammad. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of Muhammad. Yeah, for sure.
So what would you think? What would you say about what I just said?
I would say that there have been people that talk about the laws of God, right? And I think, not for nothing, this may be, I don't know, sacrilegious or whatever. But honestly, I think we should just take whatever the prophets say
Yes.
that are good
Yes.
and throw away the rest.
So would the rest be, in your mind, bad?
So, gonna go ahead and set that down. Yeah.
Because I'll tell you real quick. What was your name again, sir?
Ismail.
Ismail, yeah.
Yes.
Khalid. I'm Khalid. Our belief is not like the Christians' belief. I know
Yeah.
if you read the Bible,
Yeah.
you see that there's multiple prophets that do terrible things.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep with their daughters, they're drunkards, they're a lot of crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In Islam, we say all of that is false. It's all lies. We say that the prophets, they don't do sin. Because of God Almighty had this big message.
Yeah.
And he wants to send it to the humanity. Imagine if I told you that this guy right here, he's a drunkard and he slept with his daughter. Would you trust this guy to go tell me something? This random guy. Would you trust him?
I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
one of the things that I don't see is...
But let me just complete this point. Like if you saw a random guy and you
Yeah.
know this guy, he does incest with his daughter, and he's a bad alcoholic.
Yeah.
Would you trust this guy honestly? Your personal opinion?
I mean, personally, no. But
Because you know of his
here's
bad
the thing.
traits, yeah.
Here's the thing. Like, I would trust him not on that stuff.
Yes.
But what if indeed he is this really bad person?
Yes.
But he's also a really good engineer.
Yes.
Would I trust, like, I don't know, an engine that he built? I would.
Every person has good and bad.
Yeah, exactly. And so,
But the point is that every person has good and bad. But if God has this big message he wants to send, why would he send it through someone that does these bad things? And it's not only small
because that's
things.
human.
It is human.
This is very human.
But I'm talking the Islamic paradigm.
Gotcha,
That the prophets, they don't do major sins.
Yeah.
They can do mistakes, as in maybe he picked B instead of A. Yes, we believe that. But we don't believe they do major sins like they drink or they have sex outside of marriage or these big things. We think this is blasphemy, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
So we believe that Jesus, Moses, Abraham, all of these old prophets, we believe in them. That they are prophets of God, and they came and they told the people to worship one God. And we believe that the final messenger, Prophet Muhammad, was sent to all of the people, not only to one group. Because, the previous scriptures, Jesus, Moses, they were sent to the children of Israel.
Yeah.
They were not sent for the whole world.
Yeah.
So we believe that the Prophet Muhammad is a completion of the faith, and he's the final messenger, and he came to all peoples.
Yeah.
That's why we have almost 2 billion Muslims in the world now.
Yeah.
And it's the continuation of the message. Worship one God. Don't kill. Don't do bad things. Be modest in your speech and how you dress and how you act. And this is basically our message to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you think about that? What do you think about that?
I would respect your belief, but I wouldn't take it as mine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Is basically what
Can
it
I
is.
ask you why?
Yeah. Because not for nothing, but there's a lot of stuff that
Go ahead, Ismail.
Okay.
I like you,
Okay.
bro.
All right.
Tell me
I'll
what
tell
you
you.
have wrong with Islam.
All right.
In particular.
There's a lot of things that have been codified in the Quran,
What do you mean by that?
as in like things that have been made code. Here's
Okay.
like, it has been made code that women are to be oppressed in the Quran, right? That a woman will never be as high as a man. Not only that, but I believe that the Islam definition of heaven is actually very male centric, and that really the only people that would enjoy the
Pleasures.
It's exactly the only people that would enjoy the pleasures of heaven are men.
Okay.
And so
Can I clarify those 2 points to you?
if I may, one moment.
Go ahead.
So just really for that, that's one of the main reasons that I'm like, oh, Islam, that ain't it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of reasons that I think to myself, Judaism, that ain't it.
Yeah.
Christianity, that ain't it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so those are the kind of the things that make me be like, all right, listen, I do believe that there's a God, because if there wasn't, we would never know it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I see God as like light.
Yeah.
If
there has to be a creator, like even this bottle, it's so simple, someone created it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that things can happen just like out of nothing, right?
Like, for example, like what? One example.
Yeah. So one of the things is I was watching this one documentary over infinity, right? And they were talking about how like some scientists put in some hydrogen, some I believe it's helium, whatever the base chemicals in stars are,
Yes.
right? They put them in together,
Yes.
and then they noticed that eventually over time,
Yes.
lysosine just happened.
It just happens.
It just happened.
Well,
Lysosine,
let me
right?
tell you something on that, Ismail, real quick.
Yeah, and
My point is the hydrogen and carbon. Where did that come from?
Yeah,
That's
okay.
the point.
Yeah, and so right now,
the-
right now, scientists are trying to figure that out, right?
Well, if you think about it, just
Yeah.
logically yourself, right?
Yeah,
Something can never come from nothingness.
yeah.
Zero plus zero, no matter how long you add the zeros,
Yeah.
will it ever equal one?
I think
This your own intellect. What does it tell you?
no,
Never.
right? No.
Even now, scientists, they don't believe in this came from nothing. They have theories. They say the Big Bang happened. If the Big Bang happened, what initiated the bang?
Yeah,
Even if we were to say there was nothingness before the Big Bang, there had to be a initiation of something.
yeah,
And the idea of infinity, by the way, there's talks between scholars that some people say that infinity is not even a real thing in the real world.
yeah.
It's only it's a theological type of abstract
Theoretical,
idea. I just want to go real quick back to your last point. Your big two main contentions about Islam is that you say that woman, one, is oppressed in Islam,
Yeah.
and two is that you think the idea of heaven is a male-centric and woman will not be pleased in heaven. If
I really believe it's very male-centric.
Can I try to explain this to you, if you'd
Go
like?
ahead.
So, I want to ask the first point: women are oppressed. I need to know what exactly you mean by oppressed, and why you came to this conclusion.
So, let's go ahead.
So I can see what you mean exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you say so I can attack?
No, I changed my word.
No, yeah, you did change your word, right?
I meant to say attack the argument.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I caught that.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I'm sorry.
it's all good.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and take about. Let's think about. Where did Muhammad exist in the world? Like, what is the modern day nation where Muhammad existed?
The modern day nation?
The modern day
Saudi
nation?
Arabia.
Saudi Arabia,
Yes.
right? All right. So in Saudi Arabia, can a woman drive?
Yeah.
Can
Now they can, but they for all of their history they never drove.
okay.
But I want to tell you one thing.
And why? Why
yeah.
is that? Why could they not drive?
I can never defend a nation state.
Yeah.
Ismail.
Yeah.
I'm not here to defend Saudi or Yemen or the Morocco or anyone. The point is Islam,
Yeah.
because that's a false dichotomy where you said Islam equals Saudi Arabia. It's not true.
I agree. No. I don't believe that Islam equals Saudi Arabia. However, the beliefs that Saudi Arabia, the royal family, and the Saudi Arabian government, would you say that they base their beliefs off of the Quran?
They say they base their beliefs off the Quran, but there are some things that are misinterpreted and implemented wrong. Just like, for example, ISIS, they say they're Muslims.
Yeah.
But all Muslims say these guys are not Muslims.
Yeah.
Killing innocent people is prohibited in Islam. Like God says that killing one soul is as if you killed the whole of humanity unjustly.
No. Yeah.
So the ISIS, they say they're Muslims, but we say they read the Quran, but obviously they interpret it wrong. You see? So you have to see the Muslims, the majority of Muslims, what's their belief. So if you Saudi Arabia aside, you have to tell me from the Islamic point of view.
Yeah.
Why do you think women are oppressed? Is it because of the way they dress? Is it because their role in life? What's your main thing?
All right. Oh, so one of the things that I just want to say now with what it is that you're saying,
yes,
it's like, oh, but they're not real Muslims.
No, I didn't say that. I said they, just like any other country or sect or whatever, they might have a interpretation that the mainstream Islam does not follow. Like, for example,
but do you believe that they are Muslims?
Of course.
They are Muslims.
Of course.
Okay.
There can be a Muslim that's a drunk.
Yeah.
Him drinking is haram, it's wrong.
Yeah.
But he's still a Muslim.
Yeah.
You understand? But would you tell me, would you come and say he's drinking, therefore Islam is wrong? No. I would say Islam says it's wrong, but he's human, he sins, he's wrong, not Islam.
Yeah. Okay.
You see?
Yeah. So one of the things is, if it is so open to interpretation like that, there is a way
it's
where...
not open to interpretation like that, no. We only take our knowledge in the Quran, it says from the scholars.
So you can't have it either be it's open to interpretation and these people, like, they're Muslims and they're Muslims and and say that, oh, it's not open to interpretation.
Yeah.
Because right now you're saying two contradicting things.
I'm saying there's a mainstream Islam, which is the majority of Muslims, the 2 billion Muslims in the world, they follow.
Yeah.
There is people that interpret the Islam in a different way, which is wrong to the majority. For example, there's a rule in Islam that you go with the majority.
Yeah.
Stay away from the small sects or the deviants, because most likely they're wrong. In Islam, that's a rule.
Yeah.
Just because the majority, you cannot try to prove the rule with an exception. You understand? Mm-hmm. Like, for example, Saudi Arabia with the driving rule. Yeah. That's one country, 30 million people.
Agreed.
Compared to 2 billion. The rest of the Muslim world, they don't do that. They don't follow that. You see what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, you heard of like a no true Scotsman fallacy, though?
What is that? No.
A no true Scotsman fallacy states that simply because a certain sect of whatever belief, right? So basically what it was is like, oh, this person's not a real Scotsman because real Scotsmen wouldn't do that. And like, so whenever you're saying, oh, you can't condemn the whole thing because of what one person does, yes. I agree. But the reason they do that is because of their belief in the Quran. Yeah. Like, that's the reason that they're doing that.
ISIS, they kill people and they say this is because the Quran.
Yeah.
The majority of Muslims, we say these guys are wrong. They're misinterpreting the Quran. The Quran does not say that at all. Yeah. You understand the point? Yeah. So we're saying my point is, Ismail. Yeah. Don't look at the individual. Look at Islam. What does the religion say? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It would be unfair for me to judge a religion based off of one person's actions.
Okay. Let me ask one thing then. Are you Sunni or Shia?
I'm Sunni.
Sunni. Do you believe that Shia are real Muslims?
So the main belief in Sunni Islam is that the majority of Shias, the common folk we say, they're not. They are Muslim. Okay. But we would say they're scholars, the people that brought this new idea, because we say it's an innovation of the faith. And there's hard proof that shows that some of their beliefs are very, very contradictory to what the Prophet Muhammad came with. Okay. So we would say the people that introduced it, they're not Muslim. They left their religion because they brought an innovation. Yeah. But the common folk, no. There's something inside Islam called udhr bil jahl, an excuse from ignorance. Yeah. So I can see someone, for example, he's Muslim, and he's drinking. I cannot say, oh, this guy's not a Muslim. Yeah. Maybe he doesn't know drinking is haram. Yeah. I have to go ask him. I need to get witnesses. I need to go to a judge. There's a whole system. Yeah. Saying someone is not a Muslim is a big thing in Islam. Yeah. And only scholars do that. We cannot, us common folk, we can't say this guy is not a Muslim. This guy is not a Muslim. No, it's not in our hands like that. Yeah. There has to be clear evidence. There has to be witnesses. There has to be a lot more criteria.
Okay. I understand that.
But I just want to go to the woman thing. I really want to see. I want to change your mind on that because I want to explain to our point of view with women.
Yeah. You know what? Please. Go ahead and tell me, but I will tell you right now. Yeah. There is a very
high chance.
There's a very high chance that I will not be convinced with one conversation.
Let me try.
You know? Yeah. Go ahead.
But what's the main thing? I want to know so I can cater it to you. Is it their clothes? What is it exactly? Because the driving thing, I told you, this is a group. This is not
Yeah.
Islam. This is a group of people that said this.
Yeah. Do you believe that a woman's place in hierarchy or in the family
Yes.
is to serve her husband?
Yeah. Basically, our belief is that we have a big emphasis on the family unit.
Yeah.
We have a belief in Islam, every person should be in their rightful place. For example, if we're running a company, can there be 3 managers? 3 general managers, 3
Yeah.
3 people that call the shots.
So
Would that be efficient?
I think it would be no more less efficient than the way it is right now. Like, as a leftist and
Yeah.
getting into like labor,
Yeah.
that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But
No, I'm saying, like, for example,
I
soccer
don't
team.
think-
There's a soccer team, right?
Yeah.
There's a coach that says, okay, we're gonna do
Yeah.
3-2-3.
Yeah.
Would it work if there's 5 coaches?
Yeah.
He says 2-1-3. He says 3-2-3. He says 4-2-1.
Yeah.
Or would it be efficient if there's one coach? This is his expertise. This is his job, and the players have their job. He's striker. He's defender. He's midfielder. He's goalie.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that to an extent.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That the head coach
Yeah.
knows what they're talking about.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And whenever it comes to a family unit,
Yes.
who's to say that one person should be the absolute
Yeah.
top of it? Whenever
well, let me explain.
they probably don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, let me explain how it works then.
Yeah.
The family unit works as there's no such thing as you never listen to what your wife says. No.
Yeah.
We even have a saying of the Prophet Muhammad. He was with his wife in a tent, and the Muslim believers, they were outside. And there was a time where the Prophet Muhammad said he commanded the believers to shave their heads for Umrah. It's one of the rituals for Islam,
Okay.
where they go around the Kaaba, to shave their heads. He told them shave, and the believers, they were really mad and they were sad at that current time. There's like story, there's context to it, and they were feeling really down, and no one listened. And he came back to his house, and his wife was there, and he was complaining to her. He said, "Why are these people not listening to me?" And she told him, she gave him a piece of advice. She said, "Oh, Messenger of Allah, oh Messenger of God, you go out, shave your head, and they'll follow you."
Yeah.
And so the Prophet, what did he do? He went out, he shaved his head, and the Muslims, they followed him. Once they seen him do it, they did it. So that's an example of that. We as men, husbands, we can take advice from our wives, no problem. Maybe even in some contexts they know better. Like with the kids, for example. Maybe I don't know what my kid loves most to do. The mom, she knows their kids better than the dad. Would you agree with that? For the most part?
You see, you don't see how that's the problem though.
Why?
That like,
No, I just gave an example.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
What if there's a gardening issue in the backyard?
Yeah.
And the mom, she's the one that gardens. She's the one that does the tomato. She does the potatoes.
Yeah.
And the dad comes out and he's like spraying some pesticide on the tomato. No, we would say no. Let your wife help you, man. She gardens, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, you take advice, no problem. But we have a hierarchy where the dad and the father in the household, he is the last say.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
You take advice. You take from opinions, no problem. And maybe most of the time you go with that opinion. But we have a hierarchy where the dad is the final say.
But why should the dad be the final say whenever the mom knows the children more?
The thing is, there is different wisdoms behind actions in Islam. Okay,
Yeah.
I can come and give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 psychological sociology studies about differences between men and women. I can do all that, but I'm going to simply tell you that the reason why Muslims do what they do is because God commanded so. I can give you benefits. Like for example, God says to the Muslims, do not drink alcohol, do not eat pork.
Yeah.
I can tell you all of the negatives that comes with drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
I can give you so many studies, and you might agree with me. What's more convenient for me is that I would say to you, there is wisdoms behind why that is, but the main reason is because God, He told us so.
Yeah.
He's the creator. This bottle right here, I would listen to the manufacturer. I open the manufacturer book. The manufacturer says 1, open lid like this. 2, pour water. I would listen to him because he made it, right?
Yeah.
So as Muslims we say, the creator, God, He made us. He knows how we work best efficiently.
Yeah.
He knows how society works.
Mm-hmm.
So the ultimate decision maker is God. That's what I would tell you.
All
so
right.
we say that women have a high status in Islam.
Yeah.
You have to understand that for the past 20 years, Islam has been kind of in the negative light in media. With 9/11 and afterwards, there's been a big false propaganda campaign against Muslims, and this is not.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
This is not like hidden. It's not a conspiracy
Absolutely.
theory. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
So I would tell you, in Islam, we hold the woman to such a standard that we see our wives, our daughters, our mothers, our sisters as literal gold pieces. If I told you you had a Lamborghini, or you had a piece of gold, something so precious to you, would you walk into anywhere with it in your pocket, showing it to everyone?
No.
It's because it's precious. You don't want to get robbed. You don't want to get, you know what I mean? You don't want it to be hurt. You don't.
Yeah.
We see our woman as something so precious that God tells them, and we tell them that they must be modest in their dress.
Yeah.
Like how Mary, the mother of Jesus, was.
Yeah.
You see depictions of her. She's modest. She wears the hijab. She wears the abaya, the gown. The God says to be modest. The woman to be modest, to protect themselves and to protect others from tribulation, from seeing them, because they're so beautiful.
So,
And they're and in turn, I'm finished right now.
Okay,
That
go ahead.
that the woman, in turn, has a different set of specialties that the man doesn't have.
Yeah.
And the man has a different set of specialties that the woman does not have.
Yeah.
So they're not competing. They're complementary.
yeah.
We see it like, the yin yang sign. They complete each other.
Yeah.
This is how we see it in Islam. That the man completes the woman and the woman completes the man. Even the Quran says, they are a garment for you and
Yeah.
you're a garment for them.
Yeah.
God related the husband and wife to pieces of clothes that you cover yourself with, because we complete each other. Look at the feminist and the typical feminist. Are they happy in life? The one the blue hair, the screaming, the I hate men, that we don't need men, we don't. They're probably the most miserable woman I've seen in my life. And then when you see a woman that has a nice husband, she has kids, she has her parents around her family. You know this, you're from Latin origin. We have family, big families, even us Arabs.
Yeah.
They're happy. They're with other women. This shows you that the human-made ideologies, they're not working. They don't work for us. Where did this red pill recently come from? It's a response to the feminism that's been going on for 20 years, right? We're saying this is wrong, and we're saying this is wrong as well, because they're all human-made ideologies. We're saying, leave the human-made ideologies because you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're created. You have limited knowledge. You have limited wisdom. We're saying God is not, He's uncreated. God is the wisdom. God is, He has the plan. He's the creator. And that's our say about how women are treated.
All right. So, a couple of things there.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna have to be
You're good, man.
leaving you guys soon.
You're good.
But so a couple of things there. Whenever you compared a woman to a gold, right? Don't you see how that itself is objectification, though? That itself is objectification, because a woman isn't a piece of gold. A woman is a human. You know what I mean? And so, like, that's actually one of the things that kind of makes this difficult.
Yeah.
Because,
But that was an example, so you can understand
it was an
it.
example.
Yeah.
It was an example, and I get what you were trying. I get what you were trying to say about that, right?
But-
I understand.
go ahead.
I understand
Sorry.
how you were trying to make that a comparison
yes.
of like such high value
Yes.
that a woman
Yes.
has. I understand that,
Yes.
but the very same way that that like the first thing that you thought about whenever you thought of that was a commodifiable object.
Yeah.
Is kind of the problem.
Yeah.
Right? And so the thing about that is it's like a woman, a person,
Yes, we
is
agree
not
with that.
is
We
not a
agree with
is not a commodifiable object.
Yes.
And so the first thing I was like, okay, well, you just compared it to something that is.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I would tell you real quick, who objectifies women more? Be honest. The Muslim world or the Western world? Recently, we just talked about the abaya ban in France. What is their point?
The entire world
Yeah.
completely objectifies women.
Yeah.
And
They see them as objects.
that's because of thousands of years
Yes.
of patriarchal establishment. because women have been oppressed by men. If women had, like, this entire civilization that we have right now has been on the backs of women, right? Women are the ones that do the most work, especially like whenever it comes to hunter-gatherer tribes. Women were gathering while men were hunting, and many times the hunt was not successful, and that's okay, right?
Can I tell you one point on this, please? You see your point there.
Yeah.
We agree with that, brother.
Okay. Cool.
You're telling us that women are not supposed to be objectified.
Yeah.
We're supposed to see them as our complementaries.
Yes.
We say as Muslims, that's true. We say the woman in the hunter-gatherer, the man hunts and the woman, she cooks the meat.
Yeah.
They work together, no?
Yeah, but
the problem is, I feel like you have some... Maybe you're affected by a little bit of feminism. Because I'll tell you why.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'll tell you why, brother. Muslims,
Yeah.
we don't put the man on a pedestal and bring the woman down. We don't put the woman on a pedestal and bring the man down. This is the thing about Islam. We say that the man has a role, the woman has a role.
Yeah.
They are equally as important. We say women and men are equal in what? In value.
Yeah.
Not equal in roles. Do you understand the point?
Yeah. So here's the thing, though. I think that you have a belief that feminism is trying to put women above men.
Yes.
But that is not what's going on.
If you read the early books about the feminist founders,
no,
there's
not.
one French woman.
It's not.
I'll tell you what she said in her book. She said the woman in the house, the pregnant woman, she's equating a mother, one of the biggest and hardest and most important roles in the world. She says the woman in the house, the barefooted pregnant woman, the house is like a concentration camp for her.
Yeah.
This is what she said. She's comparing. Look at the way this feminist, one of the founding mothers of feminism. If you say mother, not father, she's comparing this huge role of having a child, bringing it into this world, as and saying that the house to her is like a concentration camp.
Okay, I don't see how that right there can be taken as feminism and feminists want to have women above men, because that's not what that.
No, they want equality in roles.
They want
Correct,
and that's perfectly fine.
Well, I'll tell you why. I said earlier that Islam says what? Equality in value.
Yeah.
In the sight of God, if a woman drinks, it's equally as bad as if a man drinks.
Yeah.
If a man gives money to a poor person, it's equally as good as a woman giving money to the poor person.
Okay.
In value, we're equal. In roles, we're different. We're not equal. The mere fact, please let me finish. The mere fact that the feminist is saying, no, we want to take the woman out of her role and move her to your role, that in of itself is oppression to the woman. There has been a recent study.
Who decided that?
Well, I'll explain to you real quick. There has been a recent study, one of the longest studies from the 70s up till maybe the 2010s, maybe. Forgot the name. It's by Flower and Gombrich or Hombrich, one of the names of the researchers. It was a study about the woman happiness. How has happiness in women's lives been from these past 40 years, 30 years? One of the longest studies in research history. Mm-hmm. And he concluded that categorically, women's happiness has dropped significantly with the change in society, with the entering of women, leaving off their families, leaving off getting married more and more, adapting more work roles and.
But that's simply a correlation of capitalism. That's not a causation.
Yeah.
No, what
do you mean by that?
So because women have to go into women.
I'm
should be able
not saying
to,
it's causation,
but
it's a study. Yeah.
So, yes, like women have been becoming more saddened by these things, but so have men. And the only fact of this is that because our dollar and our labor value is so diminished. Like, that's the reason that people are becoming more saddened. Women are not becoming more saddened because they have greater equalities with men. Women are not becoming more saddened because they are able to share different roles that only were acceptable to men previously. Like, that's not the reason that women become sad. The reason that women become sad is the same reason that men become sad, because men are becoming sadder as well right now. And the reason that men are becoming sadder more than anything else is because the value of our dollar has been diminished. because the things that were so incredibly easy and so incredibly attainable to our the people that came before us, our fathers, our grandfathers, our mothers, our grandmothers,
Yeah.
the things that were more easily obtainable to them materialistically are becoming so incredibly difficult for us. Like, that's the reason people are becoming.
Yes.
And just being able to live life comfortably is becoming so difficult. But with that, like, women are not becoming more saddened because they're able to do the same roles that men were able to do.
Okay.
And so whenever you say that, like, we have equality of value, but not equality of roles.
Yes.
Like, who decided that?
Okay.
And chances are, it was a man that decided that.
Yeah.
And so,
Let me
and
respond
so,
real quick,
yeah. Let
Okay.
me go ahead and finish.
Yeah,
Let me
go
ahead and
ahead.
finish. And so it was a man who decided that, right? And the thing is, like, chances are, no woman had any say whenever he decided that.
Okay.
And those are the things that I'm like, okay. And also, one thing that you said some minutes ago, you'll probably go ahead and be able to get it, but you said that the Sunni did not like the Shia because the Shia were for a certain type of progression, right?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't
Progress.
Say that.
If you go back,
I said innovation.
innovation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
what do I
Innovation.
mean? And what do I mean by innovation? You have to understand what I mean by it.
Okay,
Innovation means that not making an iPhone. No, that's not
Yeah.
what we mean by innovation. We mean that the Prophet, for example, said that when you enter the house, you say Assalamu alaikum. It's a rule.
Yeah.
Someone comes and says no. When you enter the house, you say, hey, what's up? How y'all doing? That's an innovation. It means bringing in something new which was not there. That's what we mean by innovation.
Okay, gotcha. So saying that
Yes. Changing the religion.
Changing
Yes.
the religion.
Yes.
Even if you cannot change the way that a person is greeted, that's kind of authoritarian.
No, this is the
And
rule.
So, okay,
that was an example.
No,
Like, for
I
example,
understand.
If the Prophet says, for example, or the Quran says, if killing one person is like killing 1,000, right?
Gotcha.
Or the whole humanity.
Gotcha.
Someone comes and says, no, killing one person is like killing 100.
Gotcha.
Or
So-
killing is no problem. We'll see, this is innovation.
Gotcha.
Yes.
All right, cool. So,
That's why it's
anyways,
wrong. Yes.
human society changes.
Yes.
And if a religion is not able to change with the paradigms of new economies,
Yes.
with the paradigms of new cultures, then the religion is eventually going to die.
But
so-
your point in that is you're basically saying that morality is not objective. You're saying that basically morality changes as time changes.
Yeah, so
We're saying that no, God has rules. For example, killing 1,000 years ago is the
Yeah.
same as killing now. It's all wrong.
yeah, but
Objective
everyone. So here's the thing.
morality does not change as humans change. No,
Correct.
We don't agree with this.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, but there is not as many rules to morality as many religions believe there are. There are very, very few rules to moralities, and these things.
No, but who says that?
This is what I believe.
I know.
This is what I
you believe that, but
And
I'm
so-
saying if there's a God, right?
Yeah.
You believe in a God. I believe in a
Yeah.
God. He created you. He created me.
Yeah.
We're saying as Muslims that we need to stop saying that we know better than God. That's what
Yeah.
we're saying.
Yeah.
We're saying that it's actually it's blasphemy. It's arrogant to think that us humans
Yeah.
that have this such limited experience. How old are you, if may I ask?
Me? I'm 31.
21.
No, 31.
31, right?
Yeah.
These 31 years, even though you're a man, you're grown, you got the nice beard going in, even have white hairs.
Yeah.
Listen, man, in Islam, white hairs means
Yeah.
wisdom.
Yeah.
You know, there's a saying in the Islamic tradition. It's weak, but we can still say it. That the Prophet Abraham, when he was the first person in human history to see white hair, and so he said to God, "Ya Allah, what is this white hair? What is this? This is interesting. What is this?"
Yeah.
And God said, "This is wisdom, O Abraham."
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh Allah, increase me in wisdom."
Yeah.
This is sidetracked. But before you leave, I know you have to leave,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I gotta get going.
My point is that leave all the human ideologies. Even if we were to say that the woman's role, even though in Islam a woman, if she wants to work, she has the right to work. If the
Yeah.
husband agrees with that, no problem. We have these rules that it's not as tight that you think. Islam is actually a lot more nuanced than you think it is.
Yeah.
We're saying even if God said woman's role is in the house, she can't now leave the house. A man's role is to go and hunt and go work and and all of the money he earns is not for himself, it's for his family. Even if we say that, my point is, how does that disprove Islam? How does that disprove that God is not true? How does that disprove that Islam is not true?
I don't think it disproves it. I don't think that that's. I don't think that
You
that's
see
the
my
point.
point?
Yeah, no.
No, we're
So what
looking
I'm
for
saying is-
truth.
yeah.
My point is, even if what you believe is true, even if it's true, I'll give it to you. How does that disprove the trueness of it? How does that disprove that if you believe in this, you will enter heaven? How does that disprove if you don't believe this, you will enter hell? You see my point?
I don't believe that the point of doing that is to disprove Islam.
Then what is the point?
The point of
Well,
that?
if it's true, what's the point?
Yeah. The point of it is to help humanity have greater rights and
No, but
improve people's lives.
If Islam
That's
is
it.
if Islam is true and it's from the Creator,
Yeah.
it would automatically following it would improve society. It would improve your life, if it's true, right?
Yeah.
So your problem.
I don't necessarily believe that.
No,
but
if
that's
it's
fine.
I'm saying if it's true. I'm not saying
Yeah.
you believe it's true.
Yeah.
If it's true and it's from God, this would be the best option for humans.
Okay.
Wouldn't you say God knows better than us?
I would not be comfortable making that statement right now.
God, the Creator.
Yeah.
You think He does not know better than the creation? We're limited in every way, shape, or form. This guy might be smarter than you. He's a human.
For sure.
You know, you might be smarter than him. He's a human.
Absolutely.
We're all limited.
Yeah.
So God, we're saying God, the Creator.
Mhm.
He made the earth. He made us. He made, something unfathomable. If all the humans came together and we're like, okay, guys, we need to make a fly, would we be able to create a fly? A living fly that flies and eats and does all the system that's in the fly, the complicated system. We wouldn't be able to. We don't have the power to make life.
Yeah.
We're saying God knows better than us.
Okay.
And we're calling people to research Islam, accept that God is real, and leave off the human-made ideologies.
Yeah.
The same reason that red pill is not true, because it's made from a human. It's the same reason why feminism is not true, because it's made from a human. We're saying leave the human ideologies, leave all of this, even Christianity in and of itself. The Bibles were written by humans.
Yeah.
This is recorded in history. Even the authors, they're not attributed. It's saying according to John, according to Mark.
Yeah.
We don't even know who wrote them.
Yeah.
We're saying that the Quran is the literal word of God sent to Prophet Muhammad, and there's a lot of miracles you can research at home. I know I held you too long, bro, but I really appreciate the conversation.
All right, man.
I really appreciate it a
Take
lot,
care.
man. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Consider Islam. Research some more, buddy.
Okay.
I appreciate it, bro. Assalamu alaikum.